Good morning, y'all. Welcome back to Hope Saving Let's Talk. I hope everybody had a good weekend. I'm coming to you guys. This episode is going to be for my Hope 70 photography fans and client base. Excuse me. I've been wanting to actually share the message I'm about to share. I've been wanting to share this message for a really long time because I knew that what is happening now was coming. But I just didn't want to share anything about this new information because it wasn't here yet, and I just didn't know how to share it without giving myself or the rule setters a bad name, because that's not at all what this is about. A few months ago, I was told that starting soon or in the spring, that photographers are going to have to pay to get in to photograph the sports and stuff like that. And depending on what school you're at, photographers will have to sit in the bleachers with the audience, with the crowd, and photograph. They will no longer be allowed on the fields where we need to be in order to photograph. Now, for a lot of people, may not be a big deal whatsoever. Unfortunately, this hurts me, and a lot of my other photography friends too. I'm not putting anybody's name to this. I'm not putting any school names into this because honestly, it doesn't matter. It's just a rule that was placed upon everybody that we have to follow and respect, and there's just nothing you can do about it. So, and you got to follow it, you got to respect it, and that's what it is. However, it does affect me quite a bit because, truth be told, and this is something that I have been wanting to share for a long time, but I just haven't because honestly, I've just been scared too. And I've been asking God, hey, when should I share this message? When should I share this message? And I just haven't had that push to do so. Well, now I'm here doing it. So basically, in the last couple of years, I've been getting in free, for the most part, to photograph what I've been photographing. Obviously, for those who have been following me for a long time, I started my sports photography at Lackey High School. And, then McDonough, sorry, my nose is running. I started my sports photography at Lackey, became one of their sponsors, and then just kind of went on and did what I had to do within the sponsorship roles. Same thing for McDonough. McDonough adopted me in. I became one of their sponsors, and I was able to photograph, following the rules. Same thing with La Plata High School. I was able to, they kind of adopted me in for the police softball team. It became one of their sponsors, and I was able to photograph how I need to photograph, with the rules, along with other schools. I've gone to 10 schools, I think, in this county, and then further out from there as well. And so, I've always been able to, go in, yes, you have to do background checks and you have to get approved and show your credentials, all that kind of stuff. And, I've been able to obviously pass all that and get in and do what I have to do to photograph and whatnot, which I've been extremely thankful for. However, the rules have changed, and I don't think it's specific to school. I think it's just like a Maryland State thing or a county thing, organization thing. I honestly don't know who, has created these rules and enforced these rules. And to me, it doesn't really matter because the rules that have been placed on the schools and on photographers, which we have to respect and follow, whether we like it or not, we have to respect and follow it, and that's what I'm going to do. So this is not about bashing them by any means, because I am not. Let me make that clear. I am not bashing or trashing the people who made these rules or the people who are enforcing the rules or the rules themselves, because they're set in place for a reason. I'm just saying that unfortunately it affects me in a negative way, and this is why. So 99.9% of the time they see me at anywhere I'm at. I have been there on a volunteer basis, which means I have been going there, without being paid, to photograph everyone that I've been photographing, the moments, like all that kind of stuff. And I come home, I edit them, I copyright them, watermark them, do everything I do to them, post them to like, my website, all that kind of good stuff. I don't get paid for any of that. Obviously, yes, I have been, some families that I am more than thankful for, that who have hired me, to, photograph their kid or their kids or the team. And, they've, paid for my services and whatnot. And so on and so forth. But unfortunately, most of the time that I'm at the schools or somewhere else, it is a volunteer basis. Now, yes, I have been getting paid with appreciation and love and support and inspiration and hugs and kisses and high fives and pound its and shares and likes and follows and requests and this kind of thing, which is phenomenal. And please don't get my words mixed up. I truly, 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 truly appreciate and love and need that. And I thank God every single day for that, because that is huge. Unfortunately, though, none of that pays the bills. And so this is the hard part of always volunteering my services, is because, one, it costs, for me personally, I don't know about other photographers out there, but for me personally, for how I run my business and for the platforms that I use and for the software programs I use and for the tools and equipment, everything that I use, it costs me about $400 a month to run my business. And that's not necessarily including the gas to get back and forth to these events. But yeah, just between like the software, my license, and just every single thing I need. And there's a lot. Some people don't understand this. A lot goes into running a business. A lot goes into photographing. A lot goes into the editing and copywriting and watermarking and posting and all that kind of stuff, like my website. So you gotta we have to pay for everything. And it costs a lot of money. And I mean, maybe not individually, but at the end of the month, like, it costs a lot of money. And so between my website and just like my editing software, like everything, batteries, SD cards, like every single thing I use from start to finish, to, especially gas and all that kind of stuff. Everything costs something to get the job done. It's not free for me to get in my car, drive to a location, get in there, take the pictures, come home and post, like it. Yeah, I have to pay for everything. And even like, so even though my popularity has grown, and that's the thing that's kind of like bittersweet, is my popularity has grown tremendously over the last year, which I am beyond thankful for in so many ways. However, that doesn't pay my bills. And there's two aspects to this. One is my photography business bills that I have to pay. Otherwise, I can't do my business. But it's also my life bills I have to pay. Like our electricity, our mortgage, car insurance, food, TV, internet, the heat, smack, all that kind of, like, we all have bills we have to pay. And that's what we go to work. We go to work to pay bills. That's literally why we go to work. I mean, obviously we all have different jobs that we, pick and choose or that are given to us, but, we all go to work, whatever form of work that is to pay the bills. And, for me, photography, it's more than just a job. It's my passion, my love language. I love it. My podcast, I love it. My clothing line, I love it. But it costs money to run all these businesses. And, I think everyone who runs a business, they start doing it because they love what they do, but they're also supposed to be making profit off of it to not only cover the business bills, but the life bills as well. Well, I say all that to say this. Okay. So, I have been volunteering my services, for the last couple of years, to do everything that I'm doing, because, I know, because I mean, you guys tell me all the time, you show me and you tell me, by your words and by your actions, that you guys love me, you love my work, and all that kind of stuff. And so I do it. I keep doing it because of that, because I love you guys. Like, I love you guys tremendously, and I love your support. And like, you guys are such ego boosters, confidence boosters. You guys have made the popularity of my business grow like crazy. I started at Lackey High School, and then I was brought into McDonough. I was brought into La Plata. I was brought into, oh my God, Stone. And I was brought into all these other places. And it's mind blowing. Like, I love it all. Like, I'm so incredibly thankful. It's honestly, this is the first job I've had ever, I think, where I've been this in love with what I do. And so, but unfortunately, it's all volunteer stuff. You know what I mean? Like, people say, hey, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? And I'm like, yes, yes, yes. But in the back of my head, I'm like, how the hell am I going to keep my business going if I can't bring in money, if I can't make a profit? Because if you're volunteering your service all the time, you eventually going to crash. Luckily, I have been more than blessed with with funds from elsewhere. Whether it's my husband covering my stuff, or, just, small sales I've been making from the digitals and stuff that I do, or prints or something like that. Or, just money I've inherited, or whatever the case may be. I've been able to keep my business going. It has been a massive struggle, because eventually, things end. All good things come to an end. All bad things come to an end. That's just how life is. Well, so basically, I've been running my business, through, my husband's been paying for some of this stuff, and he just can't do that anymore. And, I started my business on an inheritance, that I received, and that's gone. Because obviously, if you're not, making money, the money you have originally, it's going to go, because photography is not cheap. So anyway, so I say all that to say this again. Sorry, I know I'm rambling, but I'm trying to get this out, and I only have a little bit left time on this recording. I say all to say this. So, even though, normally it wouldn't be that big of a deal that, that schools are now making photographers pay to get in, because honestly, the ticket really is, it's nothing. I mean, it's like, I think the ticket's like $8, something like that. It's really not that big of a deal. Like, $8 is nothing really. However, if you're not making, an income, profit, sales from your business, and you no longer have those extra funds that were kept your business going, you don't have any money. That's kind of where I'm at now, unfortunately, to where, and this is the part that's scary to put out there, because, I know people are going to judge. I know people are going to be like, oh my God, this, and oh my God, that, or just don't do what you're doing, or blah, blah, blah. I know there's going to be somebody out there that's going to show hate on this instead of support and love, which, whatever. It sucks, but again, some people like to voice their opinion, whether it's bad or good. But anyway, so I say that to say this, that, I just don't have the funds to constantly volunteer my time. And again, this is no hate, no shade, no dissing, no nothing on anybody. This is just saying my reality of what this next season is going to be bringing for me. Just so that, because I mean, you guys are so used to seeing me out and about taking photos and being, and just, all that kind of good stuff. And well, now it's kind of slowing down, because now, I no longer have those extra funds to keep my business going. And, on the backside of stuff, and I now have to pay to get in to, to basically anywhere I go to photograph. And so it was a little bit easier for me to borrow gas. I'm not really borrowing gas, but, to get to where I'm going, be able to, hey, what's going on, check in, and then go to where I have to go do what I have to do. However, now I have to pay to get in. And so, that puts a hindrance on me, because I don't have those funds, and it's just my crappy reality that I wanted to share with you guys. And this is not to make anyone feel guilty or feel pressured or anything like that. Not at all. I'm just putting out my reality to you guys and to let you guys know that the time has come that unfortunately now I can no longer volunteer my services to be out there every single day to photograph everything. And that effing sucks because that's my happy place. That's where honestly I feel closest to my brother Eric. That's where honestly I've been feeling closest to God. That's where, my love language is just photography and being around people and, and encouraging people and them encouraging me. No matter whether I'm photographing football, basketball, baseball, whatever the sport is, it's just been like the best. And I am truly, truly, truly at my happiest. And not saying anything bad about my personal life or any part of my other life. We all have our spots. So unfortunately now things have changed to where, photographers have to pay to get in. And, that's perfectly fine. They've got their rules and they need to be followed and respected and enforced. And I totally 100% get that. I'm not fighting that whatsoever. I'm just making it known now that, because I've had a lot of DMs. I've had a lot of emails, asking, hey, are you gonna be able to photograph this? Are you gonna be able to photograph that? And, I keep on telling people, yeah, I can photograph you if you book with me. And that's literally what it is now because, unfortunately, I can no longer volunteer my services like I've been to come out and photograph because I no longer have that, financial support system I did. God grants you with, blesses you with resources of all kinds of different shapes, color, sizes, and materials and whatever to get you going and to make you successful and all kind of stuff. But all good things come to an end. All bad things come to an end. So, and this is just my reality now, that, I can no longer volunteer my services to go anywhere and photograph because like literally it cost me at the bare minimum, like $400 or so, to a month to run my photography business. And that's not including my podcast or my clothing line. Those are separate. So if you don't see me at the schools photographing and all that kind of stuff, it's not because I don't want to be there, because I do. I do. It's only because I can't afford to be there, and the only way I can afford to be there is if you book with me, and that's it. And in order to book with me, you can either, whether you're watching this on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. By the way, I took down my TikTok. I don't have my TikTok anymore. No bad experience. Well, for the most part of that. I actually had a really good time on there for the most part, but I just kept on getting tagged in stuff that had literally nothing to do with me, like literally nothing to do with me or my business or anything like that. I don't know if it was like scams or AI or just people being bored or whatever the case may be. But I just don't have time to do it to deal with all that. So I just took my TikTok down. I only had it up for a couple weeks, I had a couple followers, but they also follow me on Instagram and Facebook too. So I didn't lose anybody. No longer have my TikTok. But if you're following me on Instagram or Facebook or YouTube, you can DM me on any of those platforms or email me on my business site, which is, or my business email, which is hope70photography@gmail.com, or go through my website as well to book with me. That's just my reality. And I've been wanting to show this for a long time because I knew this was coming, but I was just honestly just too damn scared too. I had to grab my spiritual balls and be like, hey guys, this is my reality now. So if you guys don't see me, it's not because I don't want to be there. It's just because I literally can't afford to be there, because I'm at that point now where if I am not being paid And I when you guys book with me, I'll give you my prices. Or actually, it's everything's on my website as well. My prices have gone up only because life has gone up, unfortunately. So to photograph, focusing on a single athlete, whatever the sport is, my fee is $60 an hour. That's starting at $60 an hour. And then photograph one whole team, my rates start at $80 an hour. And yeah, I mean, some of you guys might think, oh my God, that's a lot of money, but really it's not. It's not. Between my gas to get back and forth, ticket rights to get in, editing software, all that kind of stuff to get the pictures developed and out to you guys. It's nothing. Um, but yeah, so just DM me or email me and we can go about the prices and stuff from there. But yeah, so I am at that point now where unfortunately, unless I'm booked to photograph a game, I will most likely not be there. Now, if I can still be there, if God blesses me with an opportunity to still be there, I will be there. I will 100% be there. But I don't know what He has in store. I just know this is where I'm at right now. So right now, and I just don't want anybody to think that I don't love you guys, because I love you guys more than you'll ever know. But this is my reality. So yeah, my clock's almost up. So thank you for tuning in, and I love you guys. I hope to hear from you guys. I love y'all. God bless. Mwah.